No blood anymore, nothing? No. Fantastic. So say something to the audience.
Tell them a joke or something. Thanks very much for coming along. We're really proud and pleased to be in Berlin. It's an amazing festival, it's amazing to be part of it.
Yes, thank you very much. It's so exciting to be here. It's been an amazing reception for the film. We couldn't have asked for a better premiere. So thanks very much.
Yeah, just the same really. Just thanks for everyone coming here. I hope you enjoyed the film. And it's really exciting,
yeah, we did. I don't think we, when we were making the film last year, that we thought everyone would be this excited about it. So we're really excited.
You know, everything's been said. It would just be kind of repeating the others. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to everyone who's come out and you know, made the effort and seen the film and everything. And I'm absolutely delighted with it. I'm just delighted with it, and I hope everyone else is as well. So I'm very proud. We're all very proud. I'd like to do a song.
Okay, this is the next step. Okay, give us some light, please, so that we can see this audience, because it's not only us, it's also you, all of us. Bitte ein bisschen Licht. Bitte ein bisschen Licht. What do you think about a bit more light? Okay, cool, there it is. There's your audience. Look at this. It's a great now. Okay, we'll just open it to the Q&A. Wir fangen direkt an mit dem Publikumsgespräch. Es sind ja noch genug da. Wunderschön. Und we have them here. We also do it in English. So if you have a question in German, just point it in German and we will translate it. But the answers will be in English. I think you are able to understand it. So, there are microphones available, left and right side. If there's a question, raise your hand. There's already one. Was this a question? Otherwise I start with one, because we have two directors and three fantastic actors, and it's a bit of a question about teamwork. So maybe first of all for the actors, did you know each other before the before the shooting, and how did you manage to come so close to each other, as it was the topic of the film, to come close to each other?
No, none of us knew each other before we started filming. We had a few days with Lisa and Glenn of rehearsals, which I think really helped, because by the time we came out to shooting, we were a bit more comfortable with each other, which is quite important. But you don't really get that on films. You sort of turn up and just film it. So it was really nice. It was a nice privilege to have some rehearsal days.
Yeah, well, we had a good solid week and a half, didn't we? Before we actually filmed. So we kind of cooped ourselves up, literally 5 of us, cooped ourselves up in an attic in Belfast for, a solid week and a half, and just went through the script over and over, and just threw ideas out and rehearsed, and basically did the film through in a small room, so that there were no surprises on the day, and that was brilliant. That was just, it was like a wake-up call, and that's a huge reason, I think, why the film is so well thought out, and so why we all look so close and friendly. Not really. But no, I think that was the main reason,
Yeah, it was just the same really. It was just making that week that was really where we met each other and really did sort of help. And plus we were all living sort of near each other, so we saw each other quite a bit offset as well, so that happened as well.
But just something, you know each other a bit longer maybe. Yeah? How was your teamwork? So because you got two directors there. So how did you manage? Is this your first movie together?
First feature, yes. It's our first feature together. We've made a couple of shorts together before, and we've collaborated on sort of other creative projects over the course of the last 10 years or so. So yes, it was sort of tried and tested. Yes, I think people were perhaps a little bit worried beforehand that we would end up having lots of rows on set and that kind of thing, but it worked very well. I think we both trust each other creatively, so it was a good one.
Lisa and I come from quite different backgrounds. I come from more of a visual background. I've worked for many years as a graphic designer before film, and Lisa worked as a writer. So we have our own disciplines within the filmmaking process, although they cross over an awful lot and we understand each other's disciplines. So I think that helps.
Can I ask you to do one step? Can we get some? Thanks. So there's a question.
Was it difficult to interpret this character so different from Ron Weasley?
I think it's a rupert grint.
What was it?
It's difficult to do this character and in comparison to the other one. Like these other one.
Yeah, it was a lot different actually to Ron. I mean, obviously, Maliki isn't magic, so that's probably the biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, the whole sort of character was different. That's sort of what appealed to me about the whole thing, really, because it was just sort of such a change, really. I mean, the whole voice, the whole look as well was quite a hairstyle as well, which was it was just sort of that really made me want to do it, because it was sort of such a big sort of change, really.
Keep it for a second. A bit louder, please.
Oh, sorry. The film was really great. I really liked it. Congratulations to everyone. For the directors, I just wanted to know, when, for you, did you realize that the actors had truly gotten the characters? Was it during that first week of rehearsal? Was it actually getting to shoot? Was it script reading? Just give us an idea of when you found the characters.
To be honest, I think it was probably at the time that we cast them, when we saw the reading, and you know, each of the three of them in quite different ways. It was just very obvious then that they were right for the characters, and that they're both such intelligent. They're all such intelligent. They're all such intelligent and subtle actors that, you know, I was really confident. We were both really confident from that point on, I think. What about you, Glenn?
Yeah, it was always important for us that the three characters obviously blend together and work together well as a team. And I think from the very early stages of rehearsal, and you know, it was apparent that everybody was going to get on. It was going to be a spark between them all.
Just the next one. Oh, there was something.
Okay. Of course, you know we have been anticipating this film forever. So we wanted to ask you, Rupert, we read somewhere that you were maybe afraid, like, if fans would be disappointed or you doing this kind of role. Is that true? Or what did you think the fans' response would be with you doing like a kind of a more intense role, actually, than what you've done before?
Yeah, I suppose it's a lot more of an adult role. It's a lot more of a grown-up role. So I thought that would be a little bit strange at first, because like obviously that scene. And yeah, so I wasn't really worried, because I mean, sort of, yeah, I mean, it's quite...
Because we liked it, so.
Okay.
You did amazing, it was awesome.
All right, okay. Question answered?
Yes.
How and why did you choose the title Cherrybomb?
We don't know. I think it's a title that works on a lot of different levels in the film. The original title was something different, but the song Cherrybomb was always sort of considered as part of the soundtrack. It was only after it was in there for a while that we realised, I think that was, you made that little call, that it would be a great title for the film, because not only does it apply to you know, the fireworks and the sort of sense of excitement and fun that goes on you know, throughout the weekend, but I think you could also see it as a metaphor for the character of Michelle, who comes in with quite explosive force into the lives of these characters. I think that probably sums it up.
That's it. Where's the microphone? You can't see anything, so just...
Why did you change the title?
and if you're at liberty to say, what was the original title?
Yeah, I think I can say it's fine, isn't it? The original title was Sinsbury, which did describe the competition very well, but I think I've heard the writer Dara, who's here, say this, so I think I can probably say it. That originally the competition was very much about committing a series of sins, almost, I suppose, along with, you know, the, sort of, the deadly sins that we know of. But I think he felt, and I think it was a really good call, that, you know, that transgressing against the laws of the church isn't necessarily that appropriate a kind of competition or game for, you know, modern teenagers. So the new title just seemed to fit the new take on the story.
It was your choice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, first I want to say you guys, very good job, the actors. Thank you very much for this great performance. And we all know Harry Potter, so I know about Rupert. But I want to ask the other two guys, how long have you been acting and was this your first feature film?
Was this my first feature film? No, it wasn't actually. I did 3 films before this and a British TV show. But the British TV show was like a period drama.
Cranford.
Sorry.
So you're beating around the bush a bit.
Oh gosh, I Cranford, yeah, and it was in the 18th century, so that was sort of very different. And then I did 2 sort of American teen films, Wild Child and Angus Thongs, and then I did sort of a 20s film called Easy Virtue. So this was completely different, which is really why I wanted to do it. So that's what I'd done before.
Well, this wasn't my first feature film. I started when I was 14, and I did a film called Song for a Raggy Boy, which was the first thing I ever did. And then just carried on, did bits and pieces in TV. I did a film called Summer of the Flying Saucer, which we have the director of in, down on the left there, Martin Duffy, how you doing? And let me think. Oh yeah. Rock Rivals was a TV show that I did. Sorry. Don't buy it in the ear. But I also did I did a film called Ghostwood, which I should really stop talking. Yeah, so no, it wasn't my first feature film. I started basically to cut a long story short.
This is something. Oh, hello.
My question is there a reason why the film was set in Belfast, and to the actors then, did you have to put on an accent, or well, you had to do it, and was it difficult?
Was the question, is there a reason why the film is set in Belfast, is that right? Yeah. The original, well, Dara, who wrote the script, is from Northern Ireland, and I think he wanted, and I think this is what we really responded to in the script as well, to tell a story that was perhaps a different version of a Northern Irish story than most people would have come to expect. So the setting, in a way, was always a big part of it. You know, a teen movie set in Northern Ireland, set in Belfast, when most people are probably accustomed or would expect to see, you know, the grey streets and the guns and the bombs and that sort of thing. But it's a very universal story. I mean, I think that's the main thing. In many ways, it could be set anywhere. It's about these characters and the experiences that they're going through. I think the setting adds something really nice because it's we see it as a coming-of-age story. It's about these characters at a point in their lives when they're in the process of discovering what's going to happen next and who they're going to become. And I think in the setting of modern Northern Ireland, the place is going through almost that same kind of process, trying to work out, you know, what shape it's going to take after the recent history of the Troubles. So I think it chimes quite well with the setting. But I think the important thing really is that it's a very universal coming-of-age tale.
What about the accent?
Yeah,
The accent was, I didn't realise how hard it was going to be actually when I originally decided to do it, because I did find it, I did struggle a little bit to start off with,
We got this really good voice coach, Brendan Gunn, who made this like a CD and he sort of recorded himself saying all of our lines. And that actually really did help because you could just sort of put that in your iPhone and sort of listen to it every day. But yeah, it did take a while to get because it's quite a strange sound really. But it's nice, I like it. But it was quite hard to sort of get sort of comfortable with it.
Yeah, well actually when I got the job, when I was told I had the job, I was going to Belfast, I turned up thinking I was going to be doing American. That's what I was told. And so Lisa and Glenn were like, absolutely not, I don't know where that came from, so you're going to be from London, so an English accent, I'm actually Welsh, so that would have been a different accent anyway. And then just before, sort of last minute, we decided to make her Belfast, but not as thick as the two boys. Accent-wise. But I think it actually really worked because she does sound different, but she sort of fits in with her surroundings, which is what she's all about, I guess.
Yeah, it was difficult, to be honest. It was. It's a very easy accent I find to overdo, you know, and in doing that get wrong. And it's an easy one to kind of exaggerate and embellish, you know. So it's just about, for me, it was just trying to keep down. I mean, Brendan Gunn was always on set doing this. And going, you're right, yeah. And he was constantly going. That was my main challenge with the accent, was just to kind of prevent it from sounding like a cartoon.
What's the question, Miss Smith?
Yes, I wanted to know, what did you, as the three actors, what did you learn? I wanted to know, for the three actors, what did you learn from each other by working so closely together? Like, what skills did you bring and share and learn from each other?
Right. Well, Rupert and Rob are really different, and I really learned from Rupert's sort of quite like grounded and he only speaks when he sort of has something to say, which is not Robbie. Robbie just talks all the time and hopes that something comes out. But then Robbie's got this sort of completely infectious sort of energy, you know, and so if it's really early in the morning and you're shooting, he's great to sort of bounce off, and then when you get too excited, Rupert's great to sort of keep you sort of grounded. So that's really what I learned from the two boys.
Cool.
I don't know really, yeah, I guess, I don't know really, yeah. I mean, the same really, Rob did have a lot of energy, which did help in some scenes to sort of get you boosted up and stuff. And I remember one of the scenes when me and Rob were smoking joints and sort of getting high, I guess, and we just
Not really.
Oh yeah, not really. With props. Props, yeah. And yeah, that was quite fun because we just completely.
Yeah, it was like we were actually high.
We were, yeah, we just were sort of laughing all the time. It was good fun.
They asked for it.
Yeah.
There was one thing I learned from Jimmy Nesbitt actually, which was how to sleep on the set. He always, it was spectacular. He used to just find spots on set and just fall asleep. And it was quite inspiring, and you know, I can only call myself a student of that. I mean, we like any group, small group, I suppose, just struck a dynamic, which I suppose in many ways reflects the actual dynamic on screen. You know, I suppose we've got different energies and everything. So I mean, it's regards learning stuff. I mean, you learn all the time. You constantly learn, you know, how to do stuff. And I mean, obviously Rupert and Kim were brilliant actors, so I was lucky just to be across from them and just watch them do their thing. And I mean, you know, when you're looking at the page, you're looking at words. You're looking at your lines, Kim lines, Rupert lines. And to be honest, I was focusing mainly on my lines because they're mine. And you know, but then they'd start doing their thing, and you go, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. You know, so it was always coming from a very unique place when I was watching Rupert and Kim do their thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. I hope you will enjoy it a little bit longer. Not too long, I guess. But I hope it was something to enjoy so far. And now, so far, we have to come to the end. So this is what I have to tell you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. She drew this for you. Have you seen that yet?
God. You know this picture.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
You said that you could identify with Maliki. In what way?
In what way?
In what ways you could identify with him?
I don't know really. I don't think I could really. He was. I mean, some things are quite similar, but other than that, we can.
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we've got to go, guys, because we're going to miss people's flights.
Sure.
Rupert,
Bitte die Seitenausgänge benutzen, wenn es geht. Dankeschön.
That's, you know what is a cherry bomb? It's the first time we've been asked that today. It's a few things, isn't it? It's a few things.
It was a band, wasn't it?
It was a song.
It was a song, yeah. The Runaways.
The Runaways, yeah. It was a song that was used. Well, it's on the soundtrack, and I'm not sure if it's in the film. And then a cherry bomb, I think, well, the idea was that it was a girl with a lot of lead in her pencil and had the power to make guys do whatever, basically, based on the suggestion of sex. So yeah, I think that's also a cherry bomb. And it's also, there's lots of a fireworks theme in the film. And there's American fireworks called cherry bombs, which are used in the film.
That kind of really helped, kind of the nights out, really kind of...
And I really kept my contempt for him to myself, you know, for most of the show. Yeah, until now, I'm confessing to you. Empire Online hatred, deep hatred. No, but we all went out together and rehearsed together intensely for about 7 days.
It was a very kind of... Because it was only a 4-week kind of shoot, so it was a very intimate kind of process anyway, so...
Yeah. You throw your weight in, and these are the people you're going to be spending every minute of your waking life with for the next 5 weeks. So I think you make an effort and you get on, and we had a blast. It was great crack.
Yeah.
It's one of the best, most fun shoots we ever did, because it was so laid back and relaxed. And you know, even though we had 4 weeks to shoot the film, it somehow was just very relaxed, very easy, and got through it very hastily, you know?
Yeah, no, I loved it. It was... The whole pace of it really kind of appealed to me. Because on kind of on the pot set, it's kind of... We do like a kind of scene a week, really. So to be like thrown straight into this kind of... We were doing like... I think the first day it was like 11 scenes in one day. Yeah. And it took a while to kind of adjust to this kind of speed, but it was really kind of, you're always in the moment as well. That's really kind of
It's kind of worrying when you look at the script or the schedule and go, right, well, we have to get all that done in the space of the next 12 hours. Right, good. I'm ready-ish.
It was amazing, really. It was just...
The Rupert Grint soldiers.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it took a while to kind of... I mean, we did this kind of 2 years ago, so this is kind of... They've been trying to get distribution for a long time.
Yeah. I think the fact that it kind of, I suppose the recession times and so on, it seemed like it wasn't getting a release. And then the good people at Rupert Grint's fan sites and all banded together started that petition, all signed it and got 10,000 people to sign it and made distributors made distributors, you know, pay attention and turn around and say, well, if you do distribute this, there is a major audience and or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't follow them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're very flaky, my fans. They stay in their own particular lives and never band together. I know, guys. Listen, if there are any of you out there, thanks as well.
Firstly, congratulations on Cherry Bomb. What are you most proud of about the finished product?
I suppose during the course of this interview there'll be large pauses where we think about our answers, but it's not that we're not listening, it's just that we're trying to construct the answer in our head.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been like 2 years. We're supposed to remember stuff. What was the question again?
Do you want to go for a drink? What are you most proud of about the finished product?
Oh yes. Well, I must say I'm very proud of the film as a whole. You know, from the whole experience. I think everybody's performances were outstanding, and honest to God, and altogether, it's just it's a lovely thing to be part of. I'm very proud.
Yeah, I'd say pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, it's just a really cool film, really. Yeah, I think it's
exactly. It's a cool, fast-paced film that's going to see the world now. You know, and that's quite proud of that as well. You know.
And do you two bond? Is this a friendship for life? Is this drinks offset once the cameras have stopped rolling, as well as on set?
I'm very temperamental, you know, in my nature. Yeah, well, you know, over the course of the film.
Yeah, I mean, when we were filming, it was kind of every night, wasn't it? We were.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped with the kind of dynamic between all the kind of. Because it was quite a close friendship in the film, and it was good that we could kind of replicate that.
Because I suppose neither of us from Belfast, and when I suppose when you get together on a job, you have to stick together because they're the people you have in your life, and so yeah, we become really, really close, and it's an incestuous working environment because everybody's just in each other's faces all day long, for 14 hours a day. For 4 weeks, you know, whatever, 4 weeks on this, and yeah, you become very close just by the nature of it.
And did life imitate art, and was there any method acting with drinking or anything like that?
Life imitated art, absolutely. Art imitated life, whichever one you want to go in order. Yeah, we were out boozing quite a bit in Belfast. And I blame people from Belfast. Yeah. Because they know all the pubs.
Exactly, yeah, we'd never been there before, we were in a new country, and it was them, really. But it was good fun, and as I say, it kind of helped the bonding as well.
Yeah. Did you have to do like 30 takes the next day when you were hungover and stuff?
It's, yeah,
you were pretty bad for that.
Yeah, I was, no, well now, because, yeah, there were a few mornings when we were completely exhausted, sapped of all energy because we'd been out the night before. And I remember that time, you know, even a very simple table quiz, a very civilised evening could turn into an hour. I would say one thing, James Nesbitt is an adjudicator. He's an encourager of the partying. And yes, he's an older actor. He should be a finer example, but he's not. Yeah, he's a bad influence, Jimmy. And if you're watching this, had some good times.
There's obviously a huge pressure for girls, but you both did topless scenes in the film. I was wondering if there's a body image pressure for boys as well.
Yeah, I suppose there is. If you're not confident with the way you look, you're going to feel nervous getting your kit off, especially on camera.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's easy. I think it's easier for boys, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because there was I had kind of my first kind of sex scene, really, and that was quite a traumatic experience. But I mean, I think Kimberly found it a lot more kind of embarrassing, really. But,
was it her first as well?
It was, yeah. So we were both kind of in the same kind of situation, but and it's just such a weird thing anyway, just kind of being in a room with kind of 12.
Yeah, and you know, from my experience, it's the most unsexy experience for something that is supposed to be sex, you know, because you've got 4 or 5 guys around you, you know, all, you know, holding boom. Just stood there and you're like, okay, ready? Okay, move on. I have to just kind of fire into it and give it a lot of oomph and hope for the best. But yeah, it's always a bit of a struggle, I think, that kind of stuff, isn't it?
And watching it back, does that make you just kind of relive it all again, or are you like, oh yeah, that's alright actually?
It's a mix, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the way it was done, actually, this particular scene, it was quite suggested. It wasn't really that explicit, so it wasn't too embarrassing. But
I did one and watched it back recently and was so very ashamed. Just you know that awful cringy butterfly feeling you get, and you go, "Oh God, that's just been on national television, and there's nothing I can do about it." And that's a horrible, horrible feeling.
What was that
Worse
for?
than doing it.
What was that for?
That was a show called Misfits. Yeah.
Moving on. There are a few tender exchanges between you two in the film that often lead the audience down the path, will they, won't they do this threesome. If one had been written into the script, or a same-sex kiss, would you have been comfortable doing so?
there is actually a moment in the film, I think it's in amongst all the party, and we do look like we're about to kiss.
Yeah.
So this morning, looked
Yeah.
I like that.
And I suppose to answer the question, no, you wouldn't be comfortable, because it's never comfortable, I suppose, doing that stuff. It's more of an enduring effort. But I mean, I suppose as an actor, you can't really limit yourself in that way, because from my experience, I've seen stuff that have had explicit sex scenes in that have only improved the film, and because they were explicit and looked genuine and looked real, and you think, my God, that must have been awkward to film, but you do it, and it's not that bad. You get over it. It's the anticipation more than anything else. So yeah, of course, yeah, because I suppose you can inhibit yourself when you're faced with that kind of stuff, because it's just a challenge like any other.
Cool, just a couple more for you. It's been said that this film is sort of for the Skins generation. Do you think that's a fair thing to say? And if not, why not?
Yeah, I suppose it's quite an obvious kind of comparison, because it's kind of showing us kind of quite a dark side of kind of teenagers really, and yeah, I just think it's just really cool.
Yeah, I suppose it is a Skins generation thing, because it has similarities even in the way it was made, you know, because it's dark party atmosphere, teenagers, but with a real stylized method to it, and there's a massive, you know, populace of young people who watch Skins and love Skins, and Skins, I suppose, is the program for that group, and I think this will appeal to them if they want to go see it. Go see it. Go see it, will you? It's better than Skins. I know it's not. I'm only messing up. I don't know. I don't really. I haven't seen Skins.
And finally, I've got one individual one for each of you. Robert, obviously you're in a show called Misfits. Yeah. Do you think actors need to be a little bit of a misfit themselves to get noticed and excel in this industry?
I think as a person, as a character, or whatever, it is good to probably have an air of misfit about you. Not misfit in the sense that you're going around breaking the law or getting pissed and going to an audition, but just in the sense that you're a witness of the world, and you're part of it, and you're actually experiencing real things, because that's what makes you you, I suppose. And if you are a character, a colourful character, big force of nature, I suppose, because it's a good thing, because you're working with filmmakers, you're working with people who either react well to you or don't, and if you're an amicable person or an attractive person, I'm sure it'll help. Yeah. So misfit equals attractive person. QED. And
Rupert, finally, was there a pressure on you when David Daniel, got lots of attention with Equus, and Emma was getting Fate of Burberry and all this stuff.
His name's Jeff.
And is there always pride for your co-stars, or is there sometimes jealousy as well if you're...
Not really, no, we were always quite kind of supportive of what we all do, and I didn't really feel the pressure at all. I mean, it was just, the Cherrybomb came up, it was just kind of all in the space of like a week really, and it was just seemed to just, I loved the script, and it just kind of, it was just kind of a perfect kind of slot really. But yeah, no, there's no kind of, we're not really that competitive really. I mean, it's just, we're all kind of quite good mates really, so it's, yeah, we like kind of seeing everyone kind of do well, so it's good.
I regret not seeing Equus. I never saw it. But anyway.
Did you?
Yeah, no, I did, yeah. It was good. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I heard it was brilliant, yeah.
It was amazing.
What's more important to you, girls or mates?
All I want to say is this: bros before hoes, man, all the way.
Completely, I agree with that.
Best mates,
yeah.
And you know, the ladies come after.
I mean, I've never really known a girl that I would really kind of feel that passionate about.
Who has more luck with the ladies in the
Who has what?
More luck with the ladies.
I don't know.
Well, I have one special lady in my life, and so I have, you know, average amount of luck with her.
I'm single, so.
You must get a lot of girls around yourselves that you
Yes, he does.
Yeah, occasionally. I kind of.
I'll tell you, it's a turn on for the ladies if they've seen you on the telly. For some reason, it just tends to make you more attractive.
What's the best party you've ever been to?
Best party?
I've been on a boat party. That was quite cool. We went down the Thames.
Oh well.
I was quite sick though. But that was
From the drink?
from the motion sickness. I think that's one. Yeah, but that was really cool.
Okay, if you're going to be in another film, who would be your leading lady of choice?
I'm doing a film soon. Well, within, you know, whenever we can do it, basically. That Carey Mulligan is signed on to do, and I think she's one of the most interesting actresses who've come out of Britain in a long, long time, and she's in it, playing across from me.
Excellent.
And it's not necessarily romantic; it's more of a strange relationship because she's dead in the film. But yeah, so. But yeah, I'm very, very happy about the fact that I'm going to work with her because I think she's a fantastic leading lady and will just blossom to be a huge, big movie starlet. You've had some amazing women in Harry Potter as well.
Yeah.
Like head on the bottom character. Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith's hot.
She is.
I think she's very hot.
Who do you think's got the best power in Misfits?
I think it would be a toss-up between the invisibility power and the ability to turn back time, because the other two are nuisances. You know, they're not powers; they're just hindrances that these people kind of have to live with, like a malady. Invisibility, if I was to pick one.
Have you been sent anything weird by any of your fans? Like female fans?
Yeah,
Pants or anything?
They don't know where to reach me. So they don't know where to post stuff.
You didn't tweet the address today.
I've had some funky emails that have come through to my agent that have really explored the depths of their character, you know what I mean? Inadvertently by the language they've used, and it's quite funny because you're obviously distant from the person. It's anonymous, but it has been bizarre. Yeah.
I get sent pajamas. Very frequently, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's really, man. It's pretty constant.
Like young girls or like
Yeah, a variety of different people. Mainly from Japan.
Really?
Yeah. So they're quite oriental kind of style.
Kimonos.
Yeah. Very
Brilliant.
cool.